Hi, fellas. Nice to see you all together. Hi, Chris. You played 2 seasons together. That's not a lot of time in the grand scheme of things, but you made a legendary mark on this organization. Why do you think there's so much love and nostalgia for what you did in the time together?
Yeah, I think part of it is the short-lived experience we had together. I think the timing, there was a big transition at that point in time. Mitch and Tim came after me, so when I got here in '85, it was a struggling team, struggling organization. Made the switch to Don Nelson, came out from Milwaukee, and started changing the roster. Drafted Mitch first, and then got Tim, and then everything changed. There was an incredible energy, and so I think part of it is, the question, what if they stayed together? So it was a energetic, passionate 2 years, and then it ended. So everyone kind of was like, what happened? So I think that's part of it. The other part was these guys were incredible players, just incredible players. It was a great energy in the building. I can go back to when I first started playing in '85, '86, '87. One year we made the playoffs. It was energetic, but leading up to that, it was not a great place to be. Players around the league did not want to come to Golden State, and that changed quickly, especially when Tim and Mitch. I remember several times guys coming up during the game saying, "I want to come here and play. This looks like fun. You guys got something going." So it was becoming somewhat of a destination, and then he left. Well, he got shipped out. I shouldn't say that. And then that was the beginning of the end.
You guys have referred to each other as lifelong friends and family. What drew you guys to each other when you first met?
I think good looks. I mean, we all look pretty good. No, I think the chemistry was it was evident right away. I mean, time we got on the court, it was 3 guys that really loved to play. It was times that Nelly would come in after practice or even before games, and we would be out working out. He's like, "Hey, we got a game tonight. Y'all got to get off the court." We would just go full court one-on-one all the time. We was just so happy to be here, so excited, but we just loved to play. And so I think from that carried over from off the court. We started hanging out together. Me and Tim would go shopping together, and I stopped going shopping with him because he would try to – anything I picked, he would pick. So I'm like, man, we're on the same team. We can't be wearing the same thing. You know what I mean? So I really started going shopping by myself. But yeah, it was just natural. Tim's wife is here, and the family got along. We would go everywhere together, even off season. We always meet up, and it was great chemistry. Great chemistry. That was true.
I started with stars.
Yeah, no question.
Hi, guys. Janie from AP. What are your strengths and weaknesses as broadcasters, and are you going to let any nerves, and or are you just counting on adrenaline? Mully.
Great, Molly.
He should know better. He should know better.
Are you going to fine him, or
well, he never got fined.
Okay.
He never got fined. That was, that's Chris Mullin. Never got fined. But we will see tonight. We will see, what type of skills we got together. I know Chris Mullin. I watch him. He does a great job, during the course of the year. And but we gonna bring the flavor. I know he's going to bring the flavor. I'm gonna have some flavor right behind him. So we gonna see. We gonna see. How it goes. But I know we gonna have some fun. And then we got a guy in Tom Tobin. Oh, we don't know. He might say anything. He already probably drinking a beer right now.
Getting ready.
Any prep work going into tonight, or just it's all winging it?
Yeah, we had prep work last week when we talked to the producer for about 45 minutes. He told us what we need to do and how we need to do it, and we wasn't really paying attention. I mean, like we was like, yeah, right. It was on a Zoom call too. It was like, yeah, right, okay, yeah. Everybody's looking at their watch like, yeah, right. I got you. All right, bye.
That's always how those production meetings go, right? How did this just whole thing come about, and what was your guys' initial reaction when you were asked to come back and call this game together?
Yeah, Raymond Witter. Where you at? He left. You know what? He always appear and then he disappear. But you know what? He always reaches out to us, and he always stays in touch with us, and he always wants us to come back here and do stuff. If it's not, with the team, it's in the community, at basketball camps, community activists, whatever it is. He thinks that we'll be helpful for. He calls us and want us to be a part of, and that's great for him to do that. That's great for the team to do that, the organization to do that, because we all three of us are willing to do it. You call me up, yes, of course, I'm coming back, because my wife loved to come to the San Francisco, the Bay area, so of course I'm coming back, and with these two guys, love being with them, hanging out with them, and enjoying, everything every time we get together, just enjoying it. So yeah. That's how it came about, and it's throwback jersey night tonight. So yeah, they wearing our jerseys.
So when y'all met with that producer, was it made clear what you can't say?
Yeah. Yes.
What did you guys think of the Run TMC branding, making it a cultural phenomenon too?
I think, Carol, that's the other reason this thing has stood the test of time, because of that nickname. For some reason, it caught on. It was really kind of a joke, really, when we first did it. We did it with our good friend Steve Albert. We just did it after practice one day and kind of did a little skit, picked some names out of, picked some names out of a hat, threw a few around, and, we kind of picked that randomly. I actually think we're going to meet the person who recommended that name. He's going to be here tonight. But that name stuck. Obviously, it was a popular rap group from Queens, New York. Little known fact, actually was in class with one of those members from Run DMC. He was a classmate of mine at St. John, so I had a little more connection than these guys did to it. But yeah, I think that name had it was a catchy name, and the other things I say, the fact that it was such a short-lived and kind of a storm, and then kind of just went away.
Wait, I gotta follow up. So there were some other potential names for this trio. Do you happen to remember what any of those were?
Some brutal ones. Three Musketeers, Three Stooges, which probably should have been it. Right, Scott?
Hey guys, first of all, it's good to see all you three back together again. This takes me back to my childhood when I was watching you guys. So is this something to start to where you guys maybe want to come back to this organization and do some more with the Warriors here? Has that been brought up to you guys? And again, would you guys like to be more part of it in the future here?
Yeah, we've been back. Sometimes we've been real silent, but we definitely come back. It's one of the organizations that really do reach back. And just like Tim said, we're always coming back to really kind of help the community. Whatever Raymond want us to do, we're always willing. It's all three of us got drafted here, so it's a love we have here. It's something that you really can't explain. I went to different places. All of us went to different places, but it's just something about where you got drafted. And I think Golden State does a really good job of reaching back to some of the players. So, yeah, we love to come back.
How often do you guys get to catch up with each other? I know you guys maybe have busy schedules, but do you guys see each other a lot?
We talk a lot. We talk a lot. We're on Zooms every other time. We're trying to do some business together. And so we talk a lot. Anytime something comes up, we're always on a thread. Any holidays, birthdays, We're on the thread with not just us, but Tom Tolbert, Rod Higgins, a lot of guys that played that year. Tom Abdenar. So we're on a thread of guys that we actually have a connection with here.
Is that a group text? Is that what that is?
That's a group text. Yeah.
You're not in
He
that?
doesn't know about technology. He's getting there. You know what I mean?
Just what are your guys' thoughts on this current Golden State Warriors team and how they've been navigating the early season?
No, you go ahead.
Well, no, it's fun to watch. You know, we always talk about watching the NBA. It's one team that we're always watching. It's fun to watch. It's exciting how they play. It's exciting how they move the ball. It kind of reminds us of when we played. You know what I mean? We moved the ball, we cut, we passed. And so it's always good to see, especially the fans. You know what I mean? Like, we wasn't winning championships, but this was one place that they were standing up and really cheering for. It's one place that when your team is not playing so well, they're still cheering to trying to get you out of that little rut. Most places will boo your team. So it's a real different feeling when you run on the court here at Golden State because the fan gives you that energy. Even when you're sore, you know you had a bad knee, you want to play for them because it's an excitement that happens. I don't know if it's the colors. I don't know what it is, but it's something about the atmosphere here that you really want to play. So that's all I can say.
All right. Warriors are 0-7 on the road so far, and Raymond Ritter's stats tonight points out the last Warriors team to start 0-7 on the road in a season was you guys the first year.
Wow, really?
So did it take you a while to get going?
That's what you're going to do? That's great, Scott. That was awesome. That's a way to bring us in. Really.
It was just encouraging how you pulled out of that. That's
Yeah. Hey, you want to take that? Ooh, I didn't know that stat.
I didn't know that stat either. What you did? Oh, okay. Well, you work here, so yeah. I mean, you know, but
We were learning.
Yeah,
We were learning each other.
that's when we first started. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, of course. Okay. Well, we were still trying to learn, stuff each other, and I was still my rookie year. I was still trying to learn stuff, trying to keep Nelly happy and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, Scott. I don't have a comeback for that. Oh, there you go.
No, I think what Tim says is appropriate to this team. Very young, trying to figure things out. This is a unique situation with this group because you're talking about a dynasty and trying to extend way beyond any dynasty we've seen in the past. The Celtics, the Lakers, the Bulls, they all broke up before this point in time. So they're trying to extend this run into with Steph, Clay, and Draymond and Andre into the mid-30s. That's a tough thing to do. It's very early in the season, so trying to bridge that gap and find that connection with the first unit to the second unit. But I actually think last year's journey was as tough as I've seen. They got off to a great start, 18-2, and then you've had injuries, Clay coming back, Steph going out, Draymond, and they got it together at the right time. And I thought, actually, even in the finals, I thought that was a somewhat bad matchup for them athletically, and they got their defense together, figured it out. So it's a different journey, and I think the fact that it's happening in the beginning of the season is getting somewhat maybe overanalyzed. But that's, so we played together 2 years. So it was Tim's second year in the league. And although he played like an all-star, we didn't feel like that was a finished product at that point in time. So, between Kuminga, Moses Moody, and James Wiseman, I think, they'll figure it out. And I think it's, just trying to connect the starters have it figured out, right? They read and react on offense and defense perfectly. They've been together for a decade. That's a long time to expect them just to figure that out and play the same way. That's why we went 0-7.
0-9.
Oh, geez, thanks. Scott.
Yeah. Right in the call.
Chris and Mitch, you guys have played together for a year, and all of you kind of walked in starting. But what did you think when Tim comes and he's already got a little flair about him? Like, he's got a nickname, he's got a move. What are you guys thinking when he comes to town and joins the fold?
It's what we needed. To tell you the truth, we needed someone with an edge, and Tim brought that edge, that fire, no fear. Mully is quiet. I'm kind of like in between, and Tim is loud. And so we really needed that as a team because he really was our quarterback. So when we got him and when Nelly, gave him captain and said, hey, we need to get him the ball, you guys just run the lane, we understood that what we needed to do. And if we needed to get down the court, we wanted to shoot the ball because he was going to shoot them all. Because we was playing a motion game, and, Tim was talking smack to everybody. So, but no, it's what we needed for the team at that time. I think it's kind of like the situation where we here with the We Believe team, where we had something and we got Steven Jackson at that time, and we needed that fire that we had Baron Davis and Jason Richardson and all of those guys, but you needed someone to bring a little fire, and Steven Jackson brought that, and Tim was that for us.